Hello, St. Mary's children and youth. It is a joy to see you, and we trust that you are doing well during this pandemic season. We're here in the basement of the church, and I got to tell you, it's a Monday, and we just finished worship yesterday, and the thing that I am missing most of everything is the opportunity to see you guys at a children's sermon on a Sunday morning. There are so many fun things I was hoping we'd get to be able to do, and stories we'd be able to tell, and to get to know you a little bit better. And so as soon as we can get back into the church, I'm really looking forward to spending some more time with you guys and sharing some activities and some fun things and some laughs and learn a little bit about Jesus and about the world as well. But even though we can't be in church, we can still be together. And so today I wanted to introduce you to a project that you are going to be receiving, that you get to participate in to help us with the work of the church. In the next couple of days in the mail, you are going to be receiving some packets of seeds that we want you to help us get started so that as soon as we can be back inside the church, that we have a garden and plants that we can put into the ground and we can celebrate. And we really want to be able to say that when everything's in the ground, that you guys did all of the work. And so you're going to be receiving those seeds, but maybe you haven't started seeds before. And maybe you're just looking at a packet going, what do I do now? And so today we are here to help you understand how to start seeds. And it is not a hard process at all, I promise you. You can do this. And so first thing you need to do is get a couple of things together. All right, first thing you're going to need is something to put your seeds in. And you have a couple of options. If you want, you could go to a store with social distancing and face mask and all that. If you have any of these laying around, these are great. These are for seed starting. But you don't need official garden products. You can even just use a plastic cup. If you have a pile of plastic cups sitting in your house, these will work fine. You want to gather up some of them. And then you also want to get something to put underneath your cups that'll hold water, okay? I have a pile of these trays. And if any of you want them, you can let me know, and I'm happy to leave some out back for you. You can pick them up. But it doesn't have to be an official tray. It can be a tub. It can be a Tupperware. It could be a plastic plate. Just anything that won't let water get through. Don't use a paper plate, but a plastic plate would do just fine. You also want to get some potting soil. All right, go poke around your garage, see if you have any laying around. That's something else maybe you could order. Doesn't have to be any kind of special kind of potting soil, just anything that you can put seeds in. And then you're also going to want a nail of some kind or something that's a little bit sharp. Get a parent to help with it. That'll be able to poke holes because we're going to want to put some holes in the bottom of our cups, and I'll show you why here in a minute. So the first thing you're going to do, all right, is you are going to want to find a helper. And I have brought Brenna with me today. Charlotte's on the camera. Say hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
And say hi, Brenna. Okay. And they are going to be helping me get this stuff started. Okay, first thing you want to do, find yourself a nice big tub or a bucket or something, and you're going to want to pour some of that potting soil into the tub. Brenna, can you do that for me? Yep, pick it up and put it in. You need some help? Good job. And you want to put a lot in because, so believe it or not, you can start a lot of seeds with not a lot of soil. All right? If you find any chunks, break them up. All right? Now this soil is kind of dry. And so we want to make it wet before we put it in the cups. Because if you put it in the cups and then try to water it, all that water is going to sit at the top or it's all going to go down to the bottom. You want the water to mix in with the soil really nice. And so this is where you get to get dirty. And so we have here a bucket of water. Brent, I'm going to help you with this. You're going to put your hands in there, and I'm going to pour the water in, and we are going to make a big sloppy mess. All right? It takes a decent amount of water. And Brenna, go ahead and put your hands in there, and we are just going to mix it all up. And you will get really dirty. We're going to mix all this up. All right? And you want it to be wet, but not sloppy. Okay, so always start with a little less water. You can always add more water if you need it. But what we have here is starting to look pretty good. What do you think about it, Brandy? It's dirty? And then you also want to make sure you get all the way around the edges because sometimes that dry soil can be hiding in the corners and you want to mix that too, mix that in. You want everything to be nice and moist. Brenda, do you feel like you're on a cooking show right now? No? I feel like I'm on a cooking show or just cooking the weirdest stuff ever. All right, and so does that feel nice and moist but not too bad? Okay, excellent. All right, now, you know what we forgot? We forgot a towel to wipe our hands off. So don't forget that. Make sure you get a towel that you can wipe and clean your hands off with real good, all right? You shake some of that dirt off. I guess while we're shaking and trying to clean a little bit, a reminder, you'll notice that we are in the basement of the church, not in my office, all right? You want to go somewhere where you can be dirty. Maybe it's a garage. If it's a nice day, go outside. Any place where you can get a lot of dirt and not have to worry about it. Then, if you're going to work with a plastic cup, what you want to do is you want to take your knife or a nail or something sharp, and get a parent's help with this, and you want to push it through the bottom. Don't go in this way, because you want that plastic to push back into the cup. You want to push, oh, that's not good. You want to twist it, all right, until you get a nice hole. Don't worry if you crush the cup a little bit, that's not the point. You want to put at least 4 or 5 holes in it. And the reason being is that this might sound like a surprise to you, but plants can drown if they get too much water. And if you put them in a plastic cup and the water can't get out, the water can actually build up over time and can kill the plant. So that's why we want to give water plenty of space to escape. And so I've got 4 or 5 good holes in here. All right, I'm going to show it to the camera. You see those holes are in there? All right, that'll let the water get out. All right, now Brenny, can you fill this up for me? Fill it slowly. Shake it down, fill it slowly, shake it down. You don't want to pound it in because that makes it harder for the seed to grow. You just want to put it in a little bit at a time and shake, maybe pat just a little bit. Clean it up, put it in and shake, put it in and shake, put it in, and then right at the top, pound it down. So all the way to the top. And then for as many seeds as you want to start, you can use that many cups. If you get one of these trays, it will hold 18 cups. You can start 18 plants from 1 packet of seeds. And Shazam, Brenna has turned into Charlotte. That was magical, wasn't it? That was magical. And we're clean. All right, and so it might be helpful to wash your hands after you filled up your cups, because you want to get that dirt off, because the next part, all right, involves very delicate and very small seeds. So for today, to show you, we are going to be planting some basil seeds. I really like this. I've been excited about planting this variety of basil seed because, as you can see, it stays in a nice tight bush, so it's great for patios. All right, a lot of you have received either herb seeds or flower seeds. And you might be like, well, those aren't vegetables. Folks can't really eat them. Well, one of the things that's going to be true in the coming months is that there's actually going to be a lot of vegetables that are produced, but what's going to be missing sometimes is going to be herbs, which makes things taste better, and also flowers, which makes people feel happy, and it provides a little bit of beauty. And so yes, some of you got some vegetable and some fruit seeds, but most of us have herbs and flowers, and we're really excited about that. So please go ahead and plant them. And so we're going to open them up. We're going to shake them down first because they're really tiny seeds. And then we're only going to tear the top so they don't all come flying out. All right, I'm going to use Charlotte's hand. All right, we're going to pour a bunch out. Okay. And then Char, show the camera how small those seeds are. That's probably 40, 50 seeds in her hand right there. That's it. And so what you want to do with your leftovers, fold them over so that they don't spill out when the packet tips over. And then what you want to do, after you have all this set, is you want to find something with a little bit of a point. You can use a pencil. If you were using a nail before, that's great. Even a pair of scissors. And what you want to do in the top of your cup is just make a little hole. No deeper than the end of your pinky. All right, not very deep at all. Okay, just a little bit of a hole. And a little bit of a hole. And then in each one of the holes, in each one of the cups, you're going to want to put 3 or 4 seeds, okay? And so you got to watch closely. 1, 2, 3. I saw go in. You didn't, but I did. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's very delicate work. You have to be really patient at that step. When it's done, since we're only doing 2 of these today, we've used up all the seeds we're going to need, so Charlotte is going to pour them back in the package, because seeds are good for a year or 2, so you don't want to waste them. Don't want to throw them out. Then we're going to take the cup, all right, and very slowly, gently, we're just going to slightly push the soil back over, and then we are going to pat it just a little bit, because this soil is full of air pockets, and sometimes seeds can get into the air pocket and it doesn't actually touch the soil. And if it doesn't touch the soil, it's not actually going to germinate or sprout. And so we want to pat that soil down just a little bit, not too much, because if we make it too hard, the seed won't come up. We're going to take it and just push some of the soil over and just pat it down. Does that look good, Shar? Mm-hmm. Did we do all right? Yeah. Okay. We got 2 basil seeds. And again, you can do as many of these as you want. So once everything is done and you've got your whole tray filled up, or as much as you're going to do, again, that could be a plastic plate, it could be a Tupperware, it could be anything. You want to add water to your pot. And so we're just going to pour it in the bottom, and we're going to make sure that whatever it is we're using, that we cover the whole bottom. We're going to show them that there's water covering the whole bottom. We don't want to fill it, all right, but we want to make sure that when we put those down in there, that the bottom of the cup is touching water, because what's going to happen, and this is really cool, it's something called capillary action. And what soil does is that when it comes in contact with water, it sucks it up, and the water will actually go up the cup. And it's a safer and better way to water plants when the water's coming up from the bottom rather than down on the top. Because if it comes down on the top, sometimes it can hurt or bruise the plant. And so we're going to water always from the bottom, and we're going to make sure there's plenty of water in the bottom. I don't want to add too much. And if the top of your soil starts to get really wet, then you know you might have a little too much water in there. But as long as the top of the soil stays nice and moist, you know you've got the right amount of water. And so, once we've done this, Shar, you want to grab the plastic wrap there? Mm-hmm. Once we've done this, what we're going to do when it's all done is we're actually going to take some saran wrap, plastic wrap. All right. You're going to want to find some saran wrap. You probably don't want to use purple. If you can find clear, that's the best. But this is all we could find in the church kitchen. Sorry, church ladies, we borrowed it. All right. It's lovely for church dinners. And so you're going to take a nice big section of it, and then you are going to lay it over the entirety of your seeds. All right. And you want to keep it nice and tight. Now, I don't have enough cups in here to make it tight, but you want to make sure that you do enough that it stays, that everything is covered. Because this then is going to act like a greenhouse. A greenhouse, if you've ever seen one or been to one, has 2 different functions. The first thing it does is help keep things warm. So when there's heat, that heat gets in there and it keeps the heat in. And all the seeds that you have are going to want to be nice and tucked in with lots of warmth. The other thing that's going to happen is it's going to help keep moisture in. Okay, so moisture is going to want to evaporate out, but when you put the plastic on top, the moisture is going to hit the plastic, it'll bead up into little balls, and then it'll fall back down. So if you do this, you don't have to water quite as much. So with our seeds planted, our seeds watered, and our seeds covered, we're ready to go to the next step. And Shazam! Again, now we've turned Charlotte back into Brenna. Okay, we hope you enjoyed your time off. Okay, welcome back. And we're up here now in the office. Now that we've got all of our seeds started, we want to find a nice bright window that is going to give your seeds plenty of sunshine to get started. And so this is one of my favorite windows in the church because I look out of it every single day. And this window gets some pretty decent light. And so all we're going to do, nothing complicated, is we're going to take our seeds and we're going to set them up as close to the window as we can, and we are just going to let them sit. Now, one of the things you want to pay attention to when you're looking for a window is that you want to give your seeds as much sun time as possible. So you definitely want to find a window that has plenty of sun in the middle of the day. Now, if you can, it would be better if you could find a window that gets sun in the morning and at lunchtime. That's a little better than lunchtime and towards the afternoon. Morning sun is a little better than afternoon sun. But the most important thing is we get as much sun as possible. Because that's, as soon as the seeds start to sprout, that water is going to get them to sprout. And as soon as they start coming up, they're looking for the sun. And so the more sun that they can find, the better they're going to grow and the happier and healthier those plants are going to be. And Shazam! We've turned Brennan back into Charlotte. And so friends, thank you so much for watching our video and for helping us get this garden going. And even though we can't be together, one of the coolest things that we can do is to know that wherever we are, there are things that are growing. We keep making life. All right, Shar, you enjoy working in the garden? It's fun to watch plants grow. We keep making life even when this is difficult. And we also want to do this project together. We know you can feel a little bit alone, but we want to find ways that we can share this project together. So we want to encourage you, along with your parents' help or your guardian's help, to put pictures of your seeds and to keep us updated on your seeds via social media. That can be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you've got a YouTube channel, Charlotte, do you have a YouTube channel?
No.
I bet you'd like one if we could do seeds on it, right? You can even use YouTube and give us regular updates. And we're going to invite you to use the hashtag St. Mary's Grows or hashtag St. Mary's Kids. We also want to invite you to use the hashtags Catoctin Association and the hashtag CACUCC. That's CACUCC, which is our conference, because we want the other churches in our areas to see what an awesome group of guys you are and what an awesome work that you are doing for others in the community. And over time, we'll be giving you updates as to what's going on in the garden out back so that you can see what's going on. And then as soon as your plants are ready to go, we'll give you some more instructions about how we can get them in the garden. But you should absolutely plant some for us, plant some for yourselves, plant some for a neighbor. In fact, you should plant so many that there are seeds all over the house. Your parents won't be upset at all, I promise. Plant as many seeds as you possibly can. And if you're having fun with it, holler at us, let us know, and we'll make sure you have some more seeds. Until we get to be in church next time, we will see you guys later. Have so much fun with the seeds. See you guys. Who we gently remind you, kids rule. Over there. Yeah, all right, stop.